babes, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing another Military Monday with a series here on my channel where I talk about military content or military related content every Monday. If you haven't been here before, welcome to my channel. My name is SweetsColour, not SweetsColour, aka Staff Sergeant Baker. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about basically when you're newly promoted to E5 and how you should be, yes, approaching your squad, maybe your platoon, depending on where you're at, or approaching just a new environment and how you should act coming into this new rank. And there's some tips that can help you because, you know, sometimes, you know, you need a little tip or two. You need a little tip or two. Again, I am a Staff Sergeant in the United States Army right now. I've been in the Army overall 10 years. I've been active duty for 8 and I was in the reserves for 2. So I got a little bit of time on my belt. So I did write down some notes, some stuff that I asked a couple of people for help with, and they gave me some ideas and things that I can expound on. Becoming a new E5 sometimes can be challenging, or a new sergeant coming to a unit, or just, you know, sometimes you have to stay in your same unit and it's time for you to separate yourself from your peers. And then 2, going to a new unit, newly promoted as an E5. It's kind of scary sometimes because now you have soldiers under your belt. You have to be that leadership person. You are the person in the role of leadership, so they're looking up to you. So like how you act and how you treat your soldiers, you know what I'm saying, is going to definitely make an impact on every soldier that you have. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a good leader or you're a bad leader for life, they're going to remember you. So, you know, you want to make that good first impression. You want to you want to be a good leader. You want to lead the soldiers well. You want to put your best foot forward every time that you're in front of a soldier. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I said, they're going to remember you, and hopefully they remember you for the good and not for the bad. So, you know what I'm saying, it is a little scary, like I said, coming into a new rank and then coming from specialist to sergeant. You were the one getting told what to do. Now you're the one telling somebody what to do. Now you're somebody's life support, you know, like I need you, they need you now. Now it's no longer what you need, it's more so now what your soldiers need. So I just had a couple of tips here, a couple things I wanted to talk about, you know, just coming in new as E5. So the first one I have is when you come into a new unit, don't try to come in so hot. Yes, everybody knows, like I'm a sergeant, you know, you have those ones, maybe you're a specialist watching this now, or maybe you are a staff sergeant watching this now, you know, you have that E5 that just got promoted or came to the unit and they're coming in hot, they're coming in hard, they're coming in heavy. And sometimes you got to see how that unit or how that squad or how that, you know, section that you're in operates. Sometimes you do have who are really high-speed units, and then you have other units that are more lax. Not necessarily saying that that's the right thing, but it's also you have to, you know, acknowledge the position that you're coming into. So if you're coming into a unit that is a little more lax and you're coming in rah rah, I'm straight from the trail, or I want to be the baddest sergeant in the world and I'm the baddest sergeant in the Army, you might get pushed back and you might not get the support that you want from other E5s or other NCOs in your company, squad, platoon, or whatever the case may be. Not only that, but your soldiers might not cling to you naturally because you're coming in so hot. And there's nothing wrong with coming into a unit and enforcing a standard or changing, you know, things that they should be. However, your approach to those things has to be approachable. It has to be, you know what I'm saying, in a manner of which people will follow you. Because if you come in too hot, people are not going to follow you. They're going to push back or rebel against you. You know what I'm saying? And you become the problem NCO when you're just trying to instill a standard. But you have to know how to communicate. You also have to come into a unit and observe and build trust and then change, you know. And that might sound, to some people that might disagree with me, but that's how it has always worked for me. I come in, I build the trust of my soldiers, and then I let them know what my standards and my expectations are. And from there, because they trust me and they respect me, because I respect them, you know what I'm saying, they got my back. So I say, always come into your new unit, squad, whatever platoon, and notice how that squad, unit, platoon operates before you come in so hot and heavy. And I guarantee you, if you build the trust between your squad, other NCOs in your section, everybody's going to have your back. But if you come in there super hot, super heavy, super aggressive, you do what I say because I'm a sergeant, you're definitely going to get pushed back. You're definitely not going to receive the support that you want to, you know, receive. And it's going to be frustrating for you because you're not going to understand, well, why aren't they listening? I'm an E5 now. I'm a sergeant now. Yes, you are a sergeant. Yes, you are E5. Yes, you can affect change, but it's all about the approach in this new Army, right? Because this new Army, it ain't the same as way back when, you know what I'm saying? It was even a new Army when I first joined, but now the new Army, the people that are underneath me, oh, they're not playing, you know what I'm saying? They're not, it's none of that what it used to be back then. Now you got to come in with a level of respect, you know what I'm saying, as it always should have been, but now it's different. Like, they not going for it. So, you know, if you want that calm and like cohesive, you know, working relationship with your soldiers and other NCOs, coming in with a sense of like respect and being calm, and you can still be assertive, like I said, still effect change, but your approach and the way that you do certain things has to be respectable. You get what I'm saying? So number one is just observe how the unit operates before you effect change. Also, you need to notice the levels of discipline that the unit has. So like, say you come into a platoon and the platoon sergeant don't make the soldier stand in parade rest. Maybe that's something that you want to do, that you can instill, you can bring back the discipline. However, I feel like it should be in the counseling. It should be in like your initial counseling to your soldiers. This is how I want my squad to operate. This is how I want my section, if you're a team leader, to operate. You will stand in parade for all NCOs going forward from this point forward. What is that? That's an initial counseling. So you put out in your counseling, this is what I expect, because they are so used to how another NCO before you, or how another squad, or how the platoon, runs itself. They're not necessarily trying to be disrespectful to you or your rank. However, they've just been relaxed. Like, I don't have to stand in parade rest anymore. And there's some NCOs that do not want them to stand in parade rest because that's their soldier, right? So if you want a soldier to stand in parade rest, or you want this squad to be more disciplined, I feel like in your initial counseling that you create, you put down your standards and what you expect out of the soldiers, and you also have them tell you what they expect of you as a leader, because it's a two-way conversation. It's not only about what you want them to do, it's also what they should be getting from you as well. So it should be a two-way conversation, what your soldier expect and what you expect. So yeah, that's a big one. Just pay attention to levels of discipline, and then put it in your initial counseling what you feel like you want to change for your squad. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, if that is effective, and other sergeants and other people in the platoon are starting to realize or notice that, then you might affect change over the whole platoon when you're just starting off with your team or your squad. You also want to go into the unit, or start looking at things like the PT calendar, like how are things set up, because that can be something that you can affect change. And maybe you're really passionate about PT and you're a really motivated sergeant, or you're a really motivated person, that you can take over the PT calendar and stuff like that. That also looks good upon you as an NCO, that you're caring about your soldiers' fitness. Also, that can look good to your platoon sergeant or your first sergeant, that you're going out and going after like the PT program, and maybe even run remedial PT and things like that. Like if you're into like fitness and stuff like that, if I pay attention to the PT calendar and that's something that you want to take over. I sent you a the PT calendar, you want a PT schedule or PT anything that you want to take over. I feel like that's really good coming to a new unit, to like look into, to see, are the soldiers, like the people in your squad or the people in your platoon, are they meeting the standards of height and weight and things like that? And then maybe you can instill some type of change in that, or run that program so that way people are effectively, if they are on the program, losing weight, or things of that nature. I feel like it's very important also, coming into a new unit, and how you speak to soldiers. Like, you shouldn't be demeaning them, shouldn't be talking down to them, and I feel like sometimes I have seen, newly promoted specialists to sergeants come in and they feel like, oh, I'm the boss now, I earned my rank, so now I'm going to talk to you like rah, rah, rah. Like I said, again, this new generation of soldiers, the rah, rah, rah is not working anymore. I'm not saying you cannot be strict. I'm not saying that you cannot necessarily talk stern to a soldier. However, I feel like it's a time and a place for everything. Like, what I'm saying? You're not finna just be screaming at soldiers across the way like, hey, you, blah, blah, blah. It's not that army. It's not that army no more. You know what I'm saying? No, sometimes you don't even have to yell. You don't have to yell to get your point across. You can still talk to a soldier and have a one-on-one with them, and you can still get your point across without screaming at everybody. Because I'm the type of person that don't scream at me, right? So I have that level of consciousness about myself that I don't have to be yelled at. So even if it's an E7 or it's my first sergeant or it's my sergeant major, I don't want to be yelled at. You can talk to me like I'm a human being, and I can understand you without you screaming at me. Because now I don't want to get disrespectful, right? Because the moment you disrespect me or the moment you disrespect them, they're going to disrespect you, right? Now you both are in a situation where potentially it could have just been the soldier, but now you didn't put yourself in a situation because now you can disrespect that soldier. So I feel like, watch how you speak and learn and pay attention to how to speak tactfully, so that when you are correcting a soldier or you are correcting anybody, even if it's another NCO or it's whoever, it's tactful, so they have no reason to feel disrespected, because the way you approached them, the way you spoke to them was a way for them to understand it. They can comprehend it without feeling offended. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like just, yes, you got your rank, yes, you're a sergeant, yes, you have power, but it's like, don't abuse your power. Again, because you're not going to get the feedback that you want. There'll be a lot of NCOs, a lot of soldiers that are NCOs that are like, oh, I don't care if my soldiers like me. I'm not here for them to like me. They don't have to necessarily like you, which is true. However, you should kind of feel, in my opinion, some type of way if your whole platoon, squad, section does not like you. Because like, let's do some self-reflection here. What could you be doing better You know what I'm saying? And they maybe don't like you because you're strict. They don't like you because you're enforcing the standard. That's one thing. But like, if it's a personality trait, as far as you don't know how to talk to them, or you're demeaning, you selective on like how you treat certain people, this demographic or this race or things like that, why does your platoon, why doesn't your squad, why doesn't your section like you? Is it deeper than just because you enforce the standard? Because you can get sometimes, I have not been like before because I changed something or because I enforced the standard, but they come along, they come around eventually. I've never had a group of soldiers like, I just hate Sergeant Baker. No, that's never happened to me. So it's like, pay attention to stuff like that. That whole, oh, I don't care if they like me. It's not, I'm not here for them. Like, you're right. You're not there for you. Like, you're there to be their leader. However, there's two sides of that coin there, because there's a reason why your whole squad hates you. That's not okay either. Like, yeah, they're not gonna have your back, like, at all. And sometimes it's okay to have squad level or section level sensing sessions and a time for you to be thinking you're being the best leader in the world. Like, I'm doing the best I can. I am this person. I am that. And maybe you're not. And maybe you're unaware, but having squad level sensing sessions and allowing your soldiers to speak unapologetically and respectfully about the things that you could improve on as a leader might save you. You know, I've done it multiple times. Like, I'm thinking I'm doing great, and I have some soldiers like, well, Sergeant Baker, I didn't like how so-and-so and so-and-so. I'm like, you know what? I apologize for that. I can own that. I can own that. That was my bad, and I will fix myself going forward. So I feel like just be open to, you know, improvements coming from your subordinates. Like, it's okay for them to have an opinion about your leadership style, because at the end of the day, you're a leader, and you don't want to have your whole career or your whole, like, oh, you got this person as an NCO, oh, she sucks, oh, he sucks, oh, he's an asshole, like, he don't listen to nothing we have to say, he don't like females, she don't like males, you know what I'm saying? You want to listen to, you know, the things that they have to say, because at the end of the day, it does matter, and you want to be a great leader, you want to be influential, you want to be the soldier or be the NCO that a soldier can call on 10 years from now because you made that much impact on their life. Yes, lastly, I guess to wrap it all up, this is a couple of tips for me. To wrap it all up, you know, always have your soldiers' backs, you know what I'm saying? Never put yourself or put your soldiers in a predicament where you don't have their back. Like, I've seen or I've been around, I even experienced, you know, being a soldier where my NCO didn't have my back at the end of the day, and it's just like, they remember that. So say, for instance, you told a soldier to go do so-and-so, and then Sergeant Major or First Sergeant comes and asks that soldier, well, why did you do so-and-so? And they're like, oh, because my sergeant told me to do it. And then it comes down to sergeant like, I didn't tell him to do that. You know what I'm saying? And the soldier looking at you like, you're a coward, because you definitely told me to do it. Like, if you accidentally make the wrong choice, you stand 10 toes behind your choice and make sure your soldiers know, you know, I had your back. I messed up. That was on me. Or, you know what I'm saying, if it's a situation where something is not right and your soldiers being treated unfairly, or something was not right that happened to them, make sure you stand up for your soldiers, because no other person or no other NCO, nobody should be disrespecting your soldiers at the end of the day, right? Nobody should be treating them or mistreating them. So if you see your soldiers being mistreated, or you see something is wrong, you need to bring it up, and like I said, at the end of the day, essentially have your soldiers back. Never let them feel like their NCO don't got their best interests at heart, because I know we're on a TikTok wave, we're in a TikTok generation right now, and I've seen a lot of soldiers that are complaining about their NCOs not feeling like they don't care about them, they don't but essentially they don't care about them, they don't care about nothing, all they care about themselves. Like, make sure you're taking care of your soldiers. Like, you should be able to bond with every soldier that you have. You should have an individual bond with every soldier that you have. You got one soldier you can talk this way to. You got that soldier you can talk this way to. You got that soldier that's been through this. You got that soldier that might have family issues. You got this soldier that's done that. Like, you should have a bond, or like a significant bond between each one of your soldiers. Like, don't all treat them the same. Not every soldier is going to be able to react the same. Not every soldier is going to understand the same. Not every soldier is going to, you know what I'm saying, come around the same. Sometimes you got to put in work, you know, behind these soldiers. So, like, don't be so quick to give up on your soldiers. You know, at the end of the day, have your soldiers back. Go to your new unit, put on this new rank with pride, and look at it as you are no longer the priority. You are a priority, but you're no longer the priority. Your soldiers are now the priority. Take care of your soldiers like you would your new pair of Jordans, or your Louis Vuitton bag, your nails, your lashes, whatever it can be. Like, something you care about, your own children, care about your soldiers the same exact way. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's going to pay off, and it's going to feel beautiful when the soldiers, One day have something to say like you change. You could just be being your most authentic self. And one day some soldier is gonna come up to you and be like, you changed my life. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been a sergeant now. I wouldn't be this now. I wouldn't have been great now. You're the only soldier, the only person I had in my life that ever cared about me. Like, care genuinely about your soldiers. Put your best foot forward every day. Take accountability for your actions when you mess up as an NCO. Speak to your soldiers with respect. Go to a unit and observe behaviors. Counsel your soldiers. Write an initial counseling of what you expect. And I feel like the basis, you know, the bottom line of being an NCO you'll have, you know. And then as you grow in the rank and as you rank up, you will learn more and more from experiences of dealing with people and dealing with soldiers. But just try your hardest not to go into no unit as a hothead, because I feel like with this new generation of soldiers, they're not gonna what's the word I'm looking for? Something for understanding. They're not gonna accept you the way you think they would because now I'm an NCO and I'm a big bad wolf. No, you don't want to be the big bad wolf, right? You want to be the one that shields your soldiers from the stuff that you had to deal with. Because I know there's a lot of soldiers or NCOs that are becoming NCOs, or people that's been NCOs that had terrible leadership going through the ranks. You don't want to be that leader. Don't be that leader. Be better than the leaders that you had, or be just like the best leader that you had. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys want me to talk about something else, comment down below and I'll give you guys more, you know, of pick my brain a little bit. And if I gotta do some research on the topic, I will. Thank you guys so much again for tuning into this video, and I'll see you guys in my next Military Monday. Bye.